This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
I can't hear anybody.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Friday. We've made it to January 31st. I'm here with Al, Brandon, Lindsay, and I'm Tori in Mustard. Let's get right to it.
Can you hear them now, Lindsay?
No, I can't hear anybody, but I'm just going to go with it.
The booth, we can't hear Lindsay. Lindsay can't hear the booth.
But look, we're still going to talk impeachment.
But we're live, and that's what we're doing, because today could be the end of the impeachment trial of President Trump. Senator Lamar Alexander, who many thought could be a key Republican vote in favor of calling witnesses, released a statement yesterday calling Trump's behavior, quote, inappropriate, but not impeachable, saying, quote, I believe that the Constitution provides that the people should make that decision in the presidential election. Alexander was one of the 4 moderate Republicans who Dems would need to vote for witnesses. Now, if no witnesses, like former National Security Advisor John Bolton, are called, the trial may end late today or tomorrow with a vote to acquit. We do have breaking news in, and it seems to be a ploy, at least, to try and get the witnesses at the last moment. John Bolton's book, another part of it, has leaked to the New York Times, and what is now being told is breaking news. More than 2 months before we thought, Trump asked Bolton to help pressure Ukraine to extract damaging evidence about his political opponents. Not only that, but Trump's own attorney, Pat Cipollone, who's representing him in the Senate today, was in the room. In the room. So we now talk about recusing yourself. We talk about a whole different set of circumstances. This is a last-ditch effort to get people on board, to get those four or some four to at least hear what John Bolton has said, because the vote hasn't been done yet.
And I think a lot of people are waiting to hear what he has to say. But, you know, many Republicans are on the fence saying, can we move this forward? And can we go? We heard from a lot of people in the first, I mean, on the House of, in the House, we heard from tons of witnesses. And so when we have all that information, they're like, what else are we going to know that's going to make us say that he abused his power?
But there's a new poll out, Lindsay, and more than 70% of Republicans at least want to hear John Bolton.
I agree with Susan Collins, who is a Republican, who said she's the only one that wants to hear somebody. So you have one person.
We have Romney too.
Romney said guaranteed yes?
It's a yes for Romney. Now we're waiting on any other two, but this news could change. So stay with us, because that's certainly something that could shake things up in the Senate. Let us know what you guys think about this as well, because it's breaking. Shocking news in the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others. Turns out the pilot was not legally allowed to fly in fog using his instruments because the aircraft owner did not have the necessary federal certification. The helicopter crashed into this hillside in dense fog on Sunday, killing all aboard. Meantime, LeBron James got this new piece of body art in tribute to Kobe. He posted this Instagram video showing him getting inked. It appears to be a black mamba snake with some words underneath. Many of us think it reads either Kobe for life or Mamba for life.
You know what that means, Al?
What's that?
Lakers are going to win the NBA championship this year, because anytime there's some sort of tragedy that happens within an organization, emotions run high for that, whether it's an individual like Brett Favre after his father died and had a record day on Monday Night Football, or just think back in 1970, the Marshall football team died in the plane crash. That first game they played in 1971 with a bunch of freshmen, they won that first game and the place was electrifying. So when they play the Clippers tonight, the Staples Center is going to have some sort of energy in there that you've never seen before, and I guarantee the Lakers dedicate the rest of this season to
And that would be the exact thing that Kobe would do, because you remember his last game at the Staples Center, he scored 60. Yeah. So that was like a way to go out, and so if you're going to play with any Mamba mentality, I would not be surprised if the Lakers win this whole thing.
Can I ask you a question? Can anyone have Mamba mentality? Like, can I have Mamba mentality?
Very much so.
Okay. I feel like I do.
I think it's meant for everybody that doesn't play basketball. It's like it's just a way to approach your life and approach your profession. So it's something that we should all do.
And the Lakers play the Blazers tonight.
Oh, great.
I meant. But yes, with your cross stitching, how you want to be the best cross stitcher in the history of cross stitching.
Yes, exactly.
That's the Mamba mentality.
All right, I'll clap for myself. Thank you. We're just days away from the big game this Sunday with the Chiefs taking on the 49ers. Miami is gearing up to host its 11th Super Bowl, but more than 17 million Americans will be a no-show at work on Monday. Al, will you be here?
I will be here.
That sounds questionable. Meantime, a new PETA ad is causing a big controversy. So it features animals taking a knee to protest injustice. It is an apparent nod to Colin Kaepernick. Let's all just take a look. PETA reportedly submitted the ad to run during the big game, but never heard back from Fox.
Maybe the Fox was
Fox took a knee, I know.
Yeah, that was,
I know.
That was just strange.
I just think, like, if PETA is going to be, it's going to take a campaign that became a big thing because of a serious matter, police brutality. You can't be on a person or organization that's not on the front lines for human rights and only animal rights if you're going to adapt something that was really the standpoint of all people that wanted to fight for violence against African Americans.
Do you think Colin Kaepernick, and I don't know the answer to this, owns the kneel for just police brutality? It is a form of protest. It could mean anything. It could mean we're not taking care of the earth.
And it's also a form of prayer. Like, it's a form of, like, it's taking a knee. It can symbolize whatever you want it to.
So you like this commercial is what you're talking about?
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't think Colin Kaepernick owns the concept of taking a knee.
But they said that it's an ode to him. They addressed that. So I just don't know. What else are you actually doing in real life, PETA? You afforded a $10 million ad. What are you actually doing for human rights versus making a mockery to me out of what was a serious
I agree, and I'll take it one step further. I don't think most people looking at this commercial will know what it means. I'm
confused too, and I love PETA. But I'm a little confused, and there's a lot of messages going around.
That their environment is being taken away from them?
Or is it police brutality?
No, it's speciesism, like anti-speciesism. They're trying to, in a way, equate that to racism and social injustices. So it's basically along the lines of all lives matter, not only black.
Well, I don't think they accomplished that, can I be honest? Because the four of us are very smart.
They're saying that we're killing animals the way that police were killing black people, and I just feel like to line those two up, that's what they're saying. Yeah. So I just feel like that's like inappropriate.
Yeah.
So don't be curious, Peter, about why your ad's not going anywhere.
Because I didn't see that border collie taking a knee when Trayvon Martin got gunned down, or Sandra Bland, or Freddie Gray. Or do we need to keep going,
That's
Peter?
right. Wow. So let us know.
Time in the segment.
It's true. I want to know how you guys feel. I like PETA. I like the organization, but I don't know if that ad really gave its message quick enough for me to understand it. But we want to hear from you. One man had a very unlucky encounter outside of a McDonald's. It was all caught on camera. Out of nowhere, a deer plows into him, knocking him to the ground. The man said, get this, he was not hurt in the encounter, and get this, he didn't even spill his McDonald's drink.
Wow.
That deer didn't take a knee.
That was, what a weird, I mean, you know, and I'm thinking about how, like, our own Sam Shock would feel about that. I know she'd be like, all right, that's one for us.
Yeah,
like, she's such a lover of animals. But, you know, I do think it probably helped him that he didn't see it coming, so he just kind of went ragged out.
How do you drink like that?
Have you, McDonald's is getting expensive now.
Yes, it is. That deer was like, the McRib is back?
Who's sitting in a parking lot and would ever think that a deer is going to come be the thing that knocks you down, not a car, not somebody on a scooter.
Well, I'll tell you something. I was very sad at Michigan listening to Christina Aguilera in my Zune, my Microsoft Zune, my iPod early version, and I got hit by a car. And I didn't know it because I was so sad walking at Michigan singing, I am beautiful, right? And the car hit me, and I didn't know what, I thought a person had like pushed me. So it's weird. I bet he didn't even know what hit him. I didn't.
And neither do we.
I'm really sorry that you got hit by a car.
That was quite the story. That was a long road.
I'm really sorry that happened.
All right, DBL, we are live. And coming up, an emotional interview with a young basketball player who played alongside Kobe Bryant's daughter, how she's remembering her teammate. And is Lori Loughlin house hunting? We're breaking down the latest developments in the college admission scandal coming up next.
My shift is.
I believe Sam said, hey, Jeff, we got a story for you. And we were just talking back and forth, and you just jump in with, not even on camera.
I'm sorry. So Tori doesn't like
Next time we do the thing about Thomas Jefferson, I'm just going to be like.
Okay.
I didn't watch that intentionally because I thought that maybe it would be so hilarious that I would cry again, but it wasn't that funny. The deer, it was funny, but
the odds of something like that.
You want to know what the odds are like? Remember this moment? Fabio, do you guys know who Fabio is? The model?
Fabio.
He was asked to go on the opening of a roller coaster in a new fair, right? Like a new Six Flags, right? He gets on, the press is all there. It's him in the front row of the roller coaster with no one else. And he's like waving, the press, cameras. He goes all the way up, and as he reaches terminal velocity or whatever, a goose hits him in the face, breaks his nose, and the cameras are like, glug, 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 glug. It's the weirdest thing.
Remember Randy Johnson with the pitch? How do you hit a bird with a pitch? He's pitching in an MLB baseball game, and he's here, winds up, pitches, and like a bird just flies, and he blows, it just blows.
Yeah, Crazy Vibe, come over here, Travis, really quick. Crazy Vibe has been asking for 2 days, so let's get to it, and I want to be clear. Al Torre, Ari Schaefer, a joke or no joke? If you don't know, there's a controversy going around with a stand-up comic for going basically to the Staples Center and kind of like trolling everyone, saying how much Kobe wasn't that great. Is that sort of a sum up of that?
Yeah, I mean,
and I find it completely outrageous. I don't happen to care for that comic. That's my personal opinion. I know that comic. I don't care for that comic. That's my opinion.
I mean, I've known Ari for most of my career, and you know, I was disappointed to even know somebody that would say something like that.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I just felt almost sorry for him that he missed the whole point of life. If you're at that age and you don't have any empathy,
it's a good point.
I feel worse for you.
It's a really good point. You're right. That's a very Buddhist way of looking at it.
What a sad.
This February on DBL, when we say we're real, we mean it. Our Commit to Be Fit viewers' final weigh-in, the big reveal, special editions of DBL's True Crime Chronicles, Erica Cobb's on-air natural hair crusade.
I can wear my hair however I want and still be respected.
Plus, we're telling stories that are brutally honest. A former neo-Nazi leader tells us his unbelievable tale of hate and redemption. A mother's story of losing half her family to suicide.
We are just parents raising them the best that we can.
How she's now fighting for your family. We also have a lot of fun planned. You can always count on DBL to be entertaining. Stephanie Jones is in London with Margot Robbie and the stars of Birds of Prey. Jeff Schroeder goes underground at America's most mysterious airport.
Oh, let the conspiracies begin.
And don't forget, we are the only daytime show that is always live. A 12-year-old drag performer will be here. My friend Dr. Drupinski joins the panel, and we're giving away a Sandals resort trip and a car to a viewer in need. This February, do not miss a day of Daily Blast Live.
February is going to be amazing. If you don't know, Erica's hair journey continues. So there's an update to what's going on, and it really is coming full circle for her, and it's wonderful to watch her go through this. So stay tuned for February. Jeff has a really cool segment on the conspiracy of the Denver airport.
That's what I really want to know. I really think that the Illuminati lives under
Oh, a lot of people do. And there's
I know I'm not the only one who believes that.
People.
Yeah, there's something weird going on, man.
So Jeff found out, and he does say something weird happened. So stay tuned. It has been a while since we've heard anything new out of the college admission scandal, and I was so happy about that, you know? Well, that changed today, and it's not looking good for Lori Loughlin. She and her fashion designer husband will be in the first group to go to trial. That will happen this October. Others facing charges will start their trial next year. Meanwhile, Lori and Massimo just listed this massive $28 million Bel Air home. Take a look at it. It's 12,000 square feet. It has 6 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms. Sources close to the couple say this has nothing to do with the scandal, but are we buying that?
Yep.
Are they going broke? What's happening?
They're putting their money in that defense team.
I don't even think it's that. I think they're getting ready to go away for a while.
No.
They're running from the law?
I think they're getting ready to go away.
You don't think that someone said you guys are a flight risk?
I think they're looking at like 3 or 4 years, and I think they're just like, let's just sell this. Unless they're going to Airbnb it out. Can you Airbnb while you're in jail?
I don't think so.
Her kids can.
Yeah. Wow. I'm sure they must be sitting in that house with 9 bathrooms going, how did we get here?
Yeah.
I think there's a moment in every adult life when you have made a mistake and you're kind of dealing with the fallout of all that, where you're like, you walk your steps back, like, how did we get to the point where we are looking at big boy and big girl jail?
Yeah.
Like
Lori locked in.
Oh,
yeah, I like that.
I still, to this day, think they're going to beat it. They're going to sell that money. They're going to sell that house, take that money, and they're going to up their defense.
Yeah, it's not going to work. That's my opinion.
So they're just going to come out broke?
Here we go.
All right, we do have to
Martha
get to the
Stewart
story.
went to jail, bro.
Your visual vocabulary. What is that?
Martha Stewart went to jail.
Oh, she did great, didn't she? Your visual vocabulary is about to get an upgrade. New emojis are coming.
Yes.
117 of them to be exact. Everything from a pickup truck to a polar bear. But here's some that really got people talking. A male bride, a female groom, boba tea or bubble tea, and a smiley face with fake glasses and a mustache.
That's Mr. Potato Head.
We also don't know that's fake. He could have a seeing problem. But the most famous newcomer, these pinched fingers, referred to as the Italian hand gesture by the maker of emoji.
Can I say, that's not the Italian hand gesture. For me, that's like, got him.
Yeah.
You do it to somebody and you slap them in the back of the head.
Culturally, that's different. I spent a year in Italy, and this was definitely used constantly.
See, I don't see that.
Oh, it's just constant.
I see Salt Bay. That's
Upside down Salt Bay.
That's a little Salt Bay action.
That's fancy right there, Al.
They should have that with the little.
You should be able to rotate it, and then it really would be Salt Bay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's at all offensive, and I'm just trying to ask, that this would be like the Italian gesture? Is that a cultural...
You said it really does.
It is, but is that like a stereotype that's bad? I'm just asking. I know we're so PC.
We need Jeff. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know.
I don't know if because I don't think it's ever been used in a derogatory way. Obviously, I'm not an Italian or an Italian American, so I can't speak on that. But I've never seen anybody use that in a derogatory way. But again, I can't. I don't know. You know.
That's true.
They're not gonna, just asking. They're not gonna get rid of the eggplant emoji.
I don't think so.
All right, cool.
What do you use that for?
Okay, let's move on. Camera over here. Camera, where am I?
They're good for your cheekbones.
Okay, move on here. Thank you. Coming up on DBL, Lindsay talks with a rising basketball star who knew Kobe and Gianna Bryant. She's sharing her memories in an emotional interview you cannot miss. Coming up next.
Kevin Ang said, I'm the same as Lindsay with that gesture. Okay? I got so many times with this.
What do you mean by
like,
that?
I'm like,
I don't know what this is.
I'm like, Brandon, is this yours? And if he looks down, it's nothing. And if he looks down, I can slap him.
But if you put it down, and if I hit it without looking, then you get to smack
Wait, like,
her
show
upside.
me. I don't understand.
Like, Brent, just test it out. I'm not gonna hit you
Don't
hard.
touch me.
Okay, I won't
No,
touch
don't
you.
hit- don't-
Okay, I won't
touch the air.
Okay, I won't
Okay, let's play this game.
Okay. Brandon, is this your phone?
Oh, where's my phone? It's right here. Oh, look.
When does this come in?
Because somebody,
Because
if I'm
you
like,
gotta look at it.
if I'm over here and I'm like, Tori, I think I found your bag, and you look at it, I can, like, it's never anything.
But if you don't look and you slap it, then you get to slap her.
And it's not a hard slap. Like, kids out there, don't just smack people around. But it's a little like a light tap.
That's crazy. In that basketball story, is the basket 10 feet? Do women's basket?
No,
Yes,
they're the same.
Same.
They're the
So
same.
it was. She looks like an
little girl's good.
unbelievable player. Good enough to be in the Mamba Academy at least.
Yeah.
So it's a great story. So stay tuned because it's not every day you get to reach out to someone who knew Kobe like that.
And I
personally.
showed Al the text. My dad's a football coach at Women Married. Their offensive coordinator, his niece was at the gym as well.
Oh,
She's on this
really?
team.
Yeah.
He was texting back and forth
Oh, my God.
with his brother, and the brother was like,
Oh, my
something
God.
just
Oh,
happened.
my
Hey, I'll
God.
get back to you. I showed Al the
Oh, my
text,
God.
the
Oh,
screenshot,
my
and it was just unreal when I saw that.
Good Lord.
Call 1-800-395-4371. That's 1-800-395-4371.
Welcome back to DBL. As the world mourns basketball giant Kobe Bryant, I got a chance to speak with one of the girls he coached. Jiggy Izzy is an up-and-coming basketball star and teammate at Mamba Sports Academy. She and her brother Marco spoke with me about Kobe, his daughter Gigi, and the other friends they lost on Sunday. Take a look. Jiggy Izzy, oh my God, I'm such a fan. And Marco, thank you both for joining us on DBL. I have to tell you, as someone who's terrible at basketball, I mean, horrendous, after watching your YouTube videos, you are such a star. I mean, you're better than all the boys. Seriously, I envy your skills. I'm really sorry that we're meeting on these terms. Izzy, I first want to ask you, this week you lost your coach, your friends, and people you saw as mentors. Can you tell me about the moment that you found out about the crash?
We were going to Target, and we were going to go get something to eat. And my brother's friend called him and said, Kobe just died. My brother's like, wait, what? So I was curious, and he said, Coach just died. Marco's crying. I'm not crying yet because I don't know if it's true or not. I'm in shock. I wanted to go support my team, and then I started crying when I saw my teammates heartbroken on the floor. We were all in a circle just praying for them. I heard my brother said Gigi died too. And I'm like, wait, what? And I would always message Gigi, and I would always send basketball funny videos to her. And it was just heartbroken when I lost a coach and a teammate and a friend. It was just sad.
And Izzy, I know you talked about how Kobe gave you advice all the time. Can you tell me some of the best advice that he shared with you?
He always said, did you shoot till your arms fell off? I'm like, yeah. I've been shooting till my arms fell off. He'd always motivate me by saying, I don't want you to be the number 11-year-old in the country. I want you to be the number 1 15 and 16-year-old.
And Marco, you're such a protective big brother. I see the way that you kind of just look after your sister, and I know it must be hard for you also. How are you helping Izzy through this, and how are you getting through this?
We have a really good relationship with the Lakers assistant coach, Phil Handy. He said that Kobe would be cussing us all out if he wasn't in the gym. He died with a mission of making, women's sports a thing and for people to see. It's like unfinished business that we have to finish for him and just to carry on what he was trying to do and accomplish. The same with Gigi. And, Gigi wished she could be in the gym right now. She was working towards going to UConn. And yeah, I think her by staying in the gym has been keeping her pretty steady.
Izzy, I know you talk about your teammates at the Mamba Sports Academy. How is everyone coping with this? I know you guys said you were crying together and trying to deal with it. How's everybody doing now?
Right now, I can't answer for Team Mamba right now, but for me, I can't answer for me. I'm just in the gym doing what he said to tell, like what he told me, shoot till your arms fall off.
And what are you both going to remember most about Kobe and your other friends who you lost on Sunday?
I think I'm going to remember all their smiles. The thing about Team Mamba is that they had such a great relationship. He loved those girls like his own.
The other last advice he gave me that I remember is brick by brick. So it means like you can't build a house in one day, and brick by brick is saying step by step.
Exactly, and I know that he taught you guys that Mamba mentality that we all, even as people and fans watching this happen, this tragedy, are trying to live by. So I salute both of you guys for keeping the legacy alive. Thank you so much, Izzy and Marco. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Let's keep that Mamba mentality alive. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Guys, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm Jeray Banks, or at Jeray for the Slay, if you know what I mean. Make sure you're following on all social media platforms for the newest and best of Beauty Blast. Now today, I'm coming at you with some beauty gossip, and this tea is piping hot, y'all. Okay, let me go ahead and blow this off because it's ready, all right? Now, today we're talking about Wendy Williams calling out Iggy Azalea. Now, this happened on Wendy's talk show recently, in which Wendy Williams was actually speaking about Nicki Minaj's retirement. And she goes in at some point to start talking about Iggy Azalea and says, you know, the Australian girl with the fake body, it's not even hers. Now, Wendy has some nerve to talk because we all know that Wendy isn't the most, you know, all natural in the body business, okay? We can kind of see from your figure, girl, looking like a lollipop or whatever. Now, that's not any of my business. However, it was Iggy's. Iggy clapped back on social media, sending out a tweet saying, oh, you mean that crackhead that has a gossip show? And that was definitely a shots fired moment, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick moment for that because Wendy just, woo, child, I don't know what to say for you, girl. Back to reality. Now, Wendy hasn't really came back and said anything, or nor has her camp, because let's face it, Wendy Williams is the queen of gossip. A little Australian queen talking some smack isn't really gonna hurt her, but we do have to face the facts that maybe we shouldn't be calling out people's drug addictions. Addiction is really something that is from your health and overall psyche, so a few people were clapping back on Iggy Azalea saying, is this really right, girl? Did you really take the right shot here? Because that kind of was a low blow, seeing that Wendy Williams was just in rehab last year. With that being said, I'd love to know your guys' take. What do you think? Was Iggy going too far? Or was she in the right since Wendy kind of called her out first? I don't know, I'm kind of on Iggy's side, but hey, that's just me. I'm a shady queen. If you guys have more questions or want to comment on Beauty Blast, right below, or find me on social media at Jeray for the Slay. We'll see you guys next time.
The Super Bowl is the most coveted and most costly time for companies to buy commercials. Let's connect the dots. Back in the early years of the Super Bowl, the ads were all cheap and pretty similar. That is until Apple broke the mold with their Macintosh. After that, people started tuning in for the ads just as much as the game. But getting the views really drove up the price. When airtime hit $1 million in the 90s, it was all about the celebrity endorsement. Then, after 9/11, things took a more nostalgic and patriotic tone. These days, just about anything goes. Some companies dare to take on political issues, some pull at your heartstrings, and some tickle your funny bone. Strike the wrong tone, and it's an expensive mistake for the world to see. Some spots running a whopping $10 million for 30 seconds of airtime. A big bet companies hoping will result in a big payoff. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. We actually have a warning for Kobe Bryant fans in the wake of his tragedy. The Better Business Bureau says scammers may take advantage of your interest in trending information about Kobe and his memorabilia. So we want you to watch out for phishing clickbait headlines that can take you to malicious sites. So here are some tips to protect yourself. First, make sure you look at that sender's email address before clicking on it. If it's someone you're not familiar with, delete it. Next up, don't click on links and emails unless you are positive they will take you to a reputable web address. And a good way to tell if a link is legitimate, just hover over with your mouse cursor, and that should tell you where it's going to lead. And to protect yourself from fraud, of course, call LifeLock at 1-800-495-8730.
And can you explain that really quickly?
Yeah.
When you say hover over it with the cursor, what do you mean by that?
Like you just put your mouse over it and don't click it.
But don't click it?
Yeah, and it'll highlight and it'll come up as to what the site should be. But if you're even smelling something fishy, don't do it. Don't do it.
I can't believe people are even doing this.
Oh, it's the worst.
Terrible.
You know,
yeah, I'm not even going to get into that whole conversation.
You're not wired
seriously?
like that. That's why you can't understand
Tragedy
it.
brings out
It's a compliment to you.
Yeah, the worst and the best in people, I think. So for everyone out there, be careful, be safe, hug your loved ones. We'll see you same time, same place on Monday. Bye, guys.